What did you do last night?
Nothing. We went to a Greek restaurant for that had like tapas and stuff. Um,
Tapas?
yeah. What do they call? No, they're like meze. It's like the shit that you share. I hate it. I'm not
Yeah.
like I'm not a huge fan of sharing food just in general, so I wasn't, but it was good.
How did we exist together? I love sharing food.
I hate it. I mean, I think that I just like dealt with it because I was like, okay, fine. But it's like I order my food and then like this is mine and I eat it and I don't like the idea of sharing because then it's like I can't eat as much as I want because I have to think about
Um,
other people. Like I want to eat as much as I want of
See, I
everything.
like to sample everything, so
Yeah, but don't you want to sample everything and then eat as much as you want of
I do.
everything? See, Chris was like last night. I ordered like 8 different things and I got an entree, and he was like, "You're ordering way too much food," and I was like, "I don't care. I'd rather have too much." Like,
And then we'll
I'm an
have leftovers.
right, and so I had spaghetti for breakfast. Like, good on me, and it was
Yeah.
delicious. Except that I saved. They had like a beet salad with like creme fraiche on
Mhm.
top, and I saved that, and it should not have been saved.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it's not good.
Um, how are you hungover if you just went to eat?
Well, I drank there. They had like wine flights. So I had some wine flights and then they had like a blueberry cocktail. And so I had that too. And then we got home and
Because you just wanted everything.
I was like, I wanted all, I was right. Okay, so they made me wait until 8:45 to eat because they're like, we're not hungry yet. It was like Chris and our friend Matt. And he was
Mm.
like, we're not hungry yet. We got to wait until 8:45. So then I was starving. And so I ate so much food. And then
Why
I
is
came
it
back and I had
that
some
that's so
wine.
specific?
I fell asleep on the couch. Kristoff fell asleep on the floor. It was a wild night. It was a wild Friday night.
Is that the same Matt that was in college?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The big
I
one.
kind of remember him.
Yeah, he's like really,
I don't
really
really
tall.
remember him.
Yeah, I mean, you liked him. You were like, when we got into a fight that one night, you were like, "You're okay." Like when we were leaving, you and Joanna pointed at him, and you're like, "You're okay." And it was
It
like,
was like a
"Wait,
fuck you.
yeah, fuck you, but you're okay." To
You're
Matt, 'cause, I
not
mean,
cool.
nobody could
You're
hate
okay.
that. He's just really jolly and happy, and it's like,
I
who
feel
can
like I
hate him?
remember that. Not that specific moment, but
He
thinking in
every time I'm like, yeah, I have to do this call thing with Carrie, and he's like, oh, she likes me, right? And I was like, yeah, you, and no one else at that moment.
I'm sure I'd still like him.
Yep.
All right, great. Let's get into it.
All
Oh,
right. What?
you're listening to On the
On
Other
the
Hand podcast
yes.
with Dallas, the hungover Republican.
And Carrie, the bean loving liberal. I don't know. I didn't have anything to go off of, okay? You didn't give me
No
a
one
lot of
else was
ammo.
here during that part of our conversation.
Oh yeah, I forgot. She ate beans for breakfast. That's why. There's some context.
All
All
right,
right.
let's get into it. Do you want to
Sweet.
do news first?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
go for it.
Um, well, I'm gonna go with the one that I think is the most exciting. There,
Which one's that?
we may have had a fifth planet in our
What?
a fifth giant planet in our solar system. They
How
found that out by looking out from Pluto. I don't know how big. Bigger than Uranus, Saturn, and Jupiter. So like enormous.
Why
Enormous.
is it
And
always funny to say Uranus?
because it's Uranus. Like why did they even I want to know the origins of the word Uranus.
I don't
Because
know.
it has anus in it.
Look it up.
Uranus origin name. All right, name origin. Anyway, we could have had another planet in our solar system, and that it's just the coolest. And I wish that we would spend more money on space because it's awesome. And I am upset that we don't all, as a, you know, as as Earthlings, don't just spend all of our money on space and nothing else. No services, no police, no government.
Yes, space.
Just space. 100%. I want all of my tax dollars to go to space.
Okay, great. Let's make that happen.
Yes.
That just made me think of what movie was that they were all living in space and everyone was like fat and sat in their chairs all day?
Wally.
Wally.
Mhm.
Wally.
Yeah. Well, I'm reading. I read like a book in space, and then I read another book in space in a row. So now I'm like really,
Obviously.
I'm 100% space right now.
Isn't your engagement ring going to be made out of moon rock?
I don't know, meteorite. I don't know, but you
I
know you
do.
can also get dinosaur bone too.
What?
Yeah.
Could you get like a dinosaur bone band and then
Yeah.
a meteorite rock?
The meteorite though is kind of like I mean it's kind of ugly. So changed my mind.
I want something pretty.
I want it to be pretty, and meteorite really does look like space rock, and it's like it's a little too legit.
All right.
Oh,
Speaking of,
his name. I'm
oh,
sorry.
go.
Uranus is the name is derived from Uranus, which means the heavens.
Oh.
I wonder if anus is derived from Uranus. You know, from the heavens.
The
My butthole, the heavens.
heavens. That's actually what happens when people have butt sex. They're
Yes.
like, the
Yeah.
heavens.
Who knew? Sweet. All right.
Okay. Also in science, the Homo naledi was discovered, which is a new species of human ancestor. That sentence didn't make any sense at all. I'm not hungover and not drinking, so
No. No.
it's just normal.
This is just normal. Well, this is just normal morning Saturday.
It's like still early.
Yeah. They don't know what time we recorded this.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
8
7 a.m. right now.
a.m. We're so stupid. That is exciting.
Yeah, so my immediate okay. As a forewarning, my way pits are somewhat religious involved. I'm really angry at Christianity today.
All right.
Like dumb Christianity. Normal Christianity, they're fine. But I'm like, what are all the people who deny evolution gonna do with this new discovery?
Pretend.
Like,
I've read before that they pretend that it was planted there by the devil. To cause disbelief. No, people, that's like a
okay.
well-founded, lots of people feel that way. I don't understand why evolution and religion can't exist simultaneously.
I don't know.
You know, like maybe God placed us here and then, we've all evolved and changed as we've grown. And he knew that that was going to happen. The end.
Yeah. I
The
mean,
end.
I went to Catholic school, as you know, and
Yeah.
we learned both evolution and religion, like science and
Creationism.
religion.
Yeah.
And we never really talked about it conflicting, but I always thought of it like, oh, the creation story is like a nice story. Like it's a story, and evolution is science, so it's real.
Yeah.
But
That's
then people
why
are like, no, creationism is real.
it's like, that's
I'm like, you
why.
could take the good points of this story and learn lessons from it.
Mhm. And
That's
I think that was the aim, you know? Like, I mean, I feel like when you look at the Bible and all of the stories in there, I feel like it is supposed to teach you like morality and different kind of life
right.
lessons, but they're not like real.
Facts.
It didn't actually happen, but
They're not statistically proven.
right? Well, that's why. Okay, so I figured out like last week we were talking about the anti-vaxxers and how it doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. That it doesn't make any sense that like anti-vaxxer people aren't the same people who are also like gluten-free people and stuff. But it's because religion has become anti-science.
Right.
So they're just like it's evolved into becoming anti everything to do with science. So that's like global warming, vaccinations. It's like just I mean, it's become so nonsensical, and I don't understand why. But that is the answer that I was looking for last week. Anyway,
Speaking of global warming,
oh yeah, what a great segue.
so many good segs already.
So many good segs. So many. Maybe I'm just using abbreviations, okay? I'm just ahead of the curve. You want to talk about it?
You can do it.
Well, I didn't read the article, but Rupert Murdoch purchased National Geographic, which
He's a
gives
rich
grades.
bro.
Yeah. He's
He
like,
doesn't believe in global warming.
yes. and he's a crazy person.
He basically doesn't believe in science.
I'm sorry,
and purchased National Geographic.
I'm like skimming the article you sent me, and it's like Rupert Murdoch is a raging asshole, but he's also very much on the record climate change denier. I'm like that. Let's just take that snippet. It's terrific. Yeah, I mean, National Geographic, the channel, doesn't even really have good shows anymore. Is that the one that has, no, it's Discovery. Discovery is the one that's like all reality TV now.
Oh.
BBC America, BBC US is the one that I watch that has the best like animal documentaries and stuff now.
I always feel disappointed with Nat Geo documentaries.
Yeah.
Like, they have ones that look promising about like drug wars and all that fun stuff, types of documentaries I watch, and they're never good. I'm like, it's such bullshit. But I do follow them on Instagram, and the pictures are all phenomenal, in case you need someone to follow.
Great. I will follow them right now. I mean, I don't know. Rupert Murdoch is, an asshole, but he's also a like billionaire, and I feel like he hopefully is, business savvy enough to know that he can't like dismantle Nat Geo and like get rid of the billions of dollars in grants.
Dismantle it. I think he's gonna.
You think he's gonna stop the grants that they give,
or put it toward like fucking crazy people, so they can prove.
Oh yeah, like
whatever.
The what is it? The climate change deniers.
He's gonna give it all to the anti-vaxxers.
Oh, these are terrific pictures.
Yeah, it's good.
Nice. I can't wait. I'm glad. Yay. Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. What was our last one?
Wait.
My turn or your turn?
Egyptian billionaire.
Yes.
Nice.
So this guy, I have some mixed feelings about this. It's one of those things that I think that he meant well, but then when you think about it, it's like, what? So an Egyptian billionaire said that he is going to purchase an island to provide 200,000 refugees a new home, which in theory is nice. And he's like, hey, I'll give you money. You can build your house, your school. Like, don't worry, I got you.
Yeah.
And I like that. And on the other hand, it's kind of like, so we're like just going to ship them all off to an island? Or?
Well, I mean, at least it's their island. It's kind of like, hey, this is yours to do with.
Go to Refugee Island because no one else really wants you.
Well, I feel like I would be happier with having like an island or something that you can call your home, and versus imposing on a country. Being like, I'm an imposition. Oh my gosh, did you see that terrible like video of a guy? I don't remember. I think it was in. Where was it? I don't know. He was at where all the refugees were congregating in this train station, and he like came by with like a huge bag full of food, and he was gonna like try to give it out to the refugees, and they like mobbed him and like took his stuff, and then basically like robbed him, like took all of his, like cleared his pockets and stuff like that. And it's like, that's awful. Like,
that is awful. Did you see, speaking of awful, the reporter that was kicking the refugees as they were fleeing the police officers?
No, that's
it was really fucked up. And like, he punched a little kid. I'm pretty sure she got fired.
It's like, I don't know. I feel like this, like crises like this, like they bring out the best and worst in humanity.
Yeah. But how is shipping them off to an island different than putting them all in a refugee camp?
Well, I mean, is he going to add any infrastructure or anything to this island?
He said, I'll give you all money to build it.
I don't know. I feel like it's better than, I mean, a camp. How is that? How are the camps run? Like
money.
I don't know. I guess, yeah, it's probably similar. But at least it's their island.
And it would be like an island off the coast of Greece, so it would be nice.
Yeah, that sounds lovely. I mean, they could create their own government there, and then just try to make it like a tourist trap.
I don't know.
A cruise ship stop.
I appreciate the gesture, but
maybe it's not founded in like logic. He wasn't
Yeah.
he's not the greatest person. Maybe like just give all of this money that you would use and give it to people that can.
Like, I don't think he meant it to be a dick, but it was just kind of like, we're going to put you there because nobody really wants you.
We don't want you in Egypt, so get the fuck out of Egypt.
Nobody wants you anywhere else.
Rand Paul said something about it. He was like, I understand the refugee crisis. I still love him. He's not going to win, but I still, everything he says, I'm like, yeah. He said something about the crisis that it's like, we need to let them in, obviously, but we need to figure out how to do it safely and, like make sure that, we're not also letting in terrorists in this day and age with ISIS and everything like that. And he's like, let's think of this logically instead of just saying yes or no. Let's say yes with restrictions. Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I was I like that, like everybody's one side or the other on this. Yeah. They're either like no to everyone or yes to everyone. And I feel like he was the first that I saw a response that was like, yes, but within reason,
Well, like I think was it the Obama administration?
I thought you were just calling it the Obama. Was it
the Obama? The Obama. I don't remember. I was listening to an NPR news story, and we being the U.S. does have plans to let them in with safety. And they said, however, it'll take like 12 to 16 months to actually do the full screening process before we can actually let people in. Like for each individual. Not like, oh, we'll start in 16 months, but like people apply now and then they have to go through this whole long screening process. So it'll be over a year by the time they actually get here.
Great. So
because they do have to do like all the interviews and the background checks, and they do like DNA checks. And
if they're doing all of this, they might as well be like, okay, we're also going to make you a U.S. citizen at the same time. Like
if you go wait on this island.
Yeah, I'm waiting on this Egyptian island. Like, thank you. I like how they don't even say his name in the title. Egyptian billionaire will purchase. Like who? Where's his name?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. It doesn't say it until the second paragraph in. Oh, that's why. Najweeb Sawiwis. Naguib space Sawiris. Did you see that news? That weathercaster who perfectly pronounced he's like from England, and he perfectly pronounced a like old English village.
No,
it's awesome. We could put it up later. I have to find it.
I was talking to Jason the other day about how I love, like, when someone is, oh my God, I almost just did something really stupid. When someone is speaking in English and they're...
Were you going to say American? Hashtag Sarah Palin.
At least I know it's wrong.
Yeah.
When someone is speaking English and they... like have to say something from their native tongue, and they say it like beautifully in their own native accent, obviously.
Yeah.
Switch in between. And it could be people who have very little accent when they're speaking American, but when they go back into whatever their native tongue is, it's like, and then they just jump right back into English. Like it's no big thing.
Do you watch Giada on Food Network at all?
No.
She does that with her. She'll just like throw in. She's like fettuccine, like she's talking, and then she's like, she'll just randomly say like things that you think that it's like, oh, fettuccine, and she's like fettuccine, and it's like, oh, that's the way
that's how
wow, okay.
Apparently, a news reporter got a bunch of like Twitter backlash for that. She was Hispanic. And she said like the name of a Mexican town or something, how it's actually supposed to be said.
Well, that Mexico isn't glamorous. Nobody wants to hear what Mexico really sounds like. Okay,
but it was pretty.
Italy is fine.
Language, Dallas. The language.
Mexico isn't glamorous.
So I'm being sarcastic. She's like, I'm not going to say it in a fucking American accent when I know how to say it properly. You assholes.
The only
unapologetic.
The only thing that I don't subscribe to is when people say hero instead of gyro. Oh, I say gyro.
And some people say, did you say hero or gyro?
Hero. or gyro. Like there's like a weird, and I just
that's actually how you say it, but I don't like it.
gyro
So
or gyro.
I'll say gyro.
I say gyro because
I'll be ignorant and continue to say gyro.
Exactly, and it's like
it makes me uncomfortable.
It just seems so wrong to give a G and H noise. So it's like I just can't. I'm sorry. I'm like I respect you. I respect you, and I respect you for making these gyros and bringing these to me. But I can't pronounce it correctly. My apologies.
Many languages have the G, the H noise, but it's also the Y sound.
Yeah.
Because you could say gyro, and that's giving a G noise. Or gyro.
Gyro. Chris says
gyro, like gyrate.
It's not hyro. It's a hyro. See, look, this is why. It's too much.
I forgot what it is now.
I don't know either. Gyro. Let's just stick with gyro.
That was confusing. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
What's next?
Do we get into the nitty gritty?
Yeah. Speaking of pronouncing things wrong, the Iran deal.
Yeah, Iran. What is
Where
it?
Did you run to?
Wasn't it when Obama was first like when his first round of debates when he said Pakistan or something like that, and everyone was like, it is Pakistan. Anger. I was like, just relax. That's like being mad because somebody says like caramel instead of caramel. Like, just fucking relax.
I like that you think caramel is the right one.
Caramel is the right one. Okay. There are 2 A's.
You want to hear my story? I grew up saying caramel, but
gross.
From moving out, now I say caramel. And every time I say caramel, it doesn't feel right to me. I'm like, oh, I'm saying it wrong, but it comes out now because I just got used to saying caramel. It also depends on what I'm saying. Like if I'm ordering a Starbucks drink, it's always caramel. But if I'm like, oh, that thing has caramel in it, like a caramel chocolate. I don't know. It's confusing.
I think we have to hang up.
Okay, bye. Nap time.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I get it. You grow up saying what you say.
Tomato.
Yeah, whatever. You know what?
We also say Jimmy's for sprinkles here.
What did you say?
We also say Jimmy's for sprinkles and pop instead of soda.
Hey, whatever you're into. I don't say anything weird. I have a perfect newscaster voice.
Oh, okay. A non-accent.
Right. Yeah. The Iran deal.
Ugh.
All right.
That was a stretch, Nada.
Whatever it could have been. Well,
start us off?
It's officially brokered, correct? Right? Congress did not block it.
It is not officially. It's not official till the 17th.
All right.
They're still trying to say that like Obama didn't disclose everything, so they can't even discuss it. Like it's a non-issue.
Terrific. Well, I mean, it looks like we have a deal, like a nuclear deal with Iran, where we end up giving up a lot, and Iran gives up some stuff. But it always seems like half measures, you know, like the stuff that they have to stop doing, like it's just they have to reduce half of the number of centrifuges actively enriching uranium. You know, like they can still enrich uranium, but just only half by half.
What do you think that we're giving up in the deal?
Well, we're giving up. We have sanctions relief.
Yeah.
So for, you know, we including like, I mean, for a bunch of different things, but also including like the terrorist groups, including Qasem Soleimani, who's the leader of the Iran's campaign against U.S. soldiers in Iraq. He's lifted off of our sanction list, which I thought was ridiculous. And Iran isn't even giving up their U.S. hostages. Like they still have U.S. hostages that they're not giving up. We had frozen 150 billion, like, and now we're unfreezing it so that they can use it as they wish. So without any kind of, I guess, strings attached. It's like, here's $150 billion to use as you wish, when Iran has been known to kind of fund some terrorist groups So that's a little bit unfortunate. They keep all of their nuclear centrifuges. They keep all of their nuclear infrastructure. So even if some of their what?
Okay, so now we're getting our news from different sources, because I read that they don't keep all of they had to give up a majority of their nuclear centrifuges. And the uranium that they get to keep is at such a low level of, I forget what it's called right now.
Like potency or something? Yeah, enrichment?
Enrichment, yes. Enrichment that it would take forever to build a bomb. To build a bomb, it has to be 90% enrichment, and the uranium that they are keeping is at like 3.6% or something.
But they're allowed to move all of the enrichment that they're allowed to keep, or all of the uranium that they're allowed to keep, they can move because it has low enrichment. It's all from older centrifuge designs. That's why they're allowed to move all of it to their advanced ones. And they're allowed to continue to enrich it. So it's like we're just delaying. And so it just seems like the whole deal is just delaying their nuclear process, which I guess is good, you know? I mean, which is a positive. We do want to delay it, but like it's certainly not stopping it. It's just, you know, I mean, they're not allowed to have any kind of, and also this is, I don't know, I don't trust Iran. But whatever. But this is just assuming that they adhere to all of these guidelines. Right. I mean, and they're not allowed anymore to have any kind of drop-in inspections. They have to have at least 24 days notice.
No.
Wait, it's not. Like, it says no can delay inspection of any site for at least 24. Oh, wait.
They can delay 24 days.
Okay. So
it's not a drop-in inspection. It is like by appointment, and they can delay for up to 24 days.
Okay.
But no more than that. And the thing with that is like there are protections in the deal that if Iran is fucking around, that anyone can like stop the deal or like, hey, be like, I'm going to war with Iran, and no one can get mad about it.
No, look, if Iran is thought to have violated the deal in order to snap back sanctions, so in order to put sanctions back into place, a dispute resolution process must be undertaken that can last 2.5 months, or it can be smaller or shorter. Right. After which the matter can be referred to the UN Security Council. At the UN Security Council, the reimposition of sanctions can be vetoed by Russia, which stands to earn billions of dollars from arms sales to a non-sanctioned
But it can be vetoed by anyone, right? Not just Russia.
Yeah, no, it can be vetoed. So anybody who
it's not just Russia.
Oh no, yeah, but it just says it can be vetoed by Russia, but like, or anyone. But Russia stands to gain from vetoing, and you know, I don't know what other. I mean, for as long as this, I mean, how long this is in place, I mean, other people might start to benefit from this.
Yeah.
And, you know, also veto. I don't know. I mean, it just seems, in my mind, in my head, I'm kind of like, they were already doing all of these things. They're already doing all of these nuclear things. And we're just delaying them from doing it. But at least it is something. And if we
don't go forward with the deal, then they just get to keep doing them at the rate that they're doing them. And when they did start the negotiation process, it was like a year ago, they did actually stop doing what they were doing as far as their nuclear program is concerned.
Can you
slowed it?
Hold on a second. Chris, can you turn it down a little bit? Jeez Louise. He's watching The Maze Runner, and I don't even know. It's pretty good. I like it. I don't know. I mean, the thing that really just grinds my gears is that they keep their U.S. hostages. Like, that sounds...
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Conventional arms embargo is lifted after 5 years. Like, everything that they have to stop has an expiration date, and ours doesn't, you know? Like, what's the other one? That's
but we can put our sanctions back in.
Restriction, like, we can, unless it's vetoed.
And with the sanctions, so I thought I was going to be incredibly against this, and I'm actually not. So here's the thing. With the sanctions, in my ideal world, I'm like, oh, it can go back into the Iran economy, and like it'll be a boost, and that would actually go against terrorism because people will have other options, yada, yada, yada. in my realistic world, I don't know what the fuck they're going to use the money for. So it could very well not go back into the economy and not help the actual people of Iran at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The sanctions doesn't bother me. The hostages does.
I mean, and it just seems like, I mean, I don't know.
Hostages do.
It's a delay. It's just a delay, you know? So
Yeah.
the restrictions on enrichment, this is what I was talking about. Restrictions on enrichment, you know, like on how much uranium they can enrich and stuff is lifted after 8 years. So it's like, why? Why is it lifted after 8 years? Like what happens in 8 years?
I thought it was 10, 15, 25.
No, this piece is 8. There might be something else that's 10, 15, 25.
And that's the restrictions on
On
what?
enrichment of uranium.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like because in that part, like that just confuses me because it's like, why 8? Why not? Okay, so for the next 8 years, please don't make nuclear weapons. But like after that, I don't give a fuck because I'm gonna be old, and you know, at that point, I probably won't even care if you die. You know, like what does that mean?
Yeah. So this says after 10 years, they'll be able to begin replacing the IR1 by more advanced machines. And then between 10 and 15 years, it would do so by not increasing significantly the overall capacity of the centrifuges. For 15 years, it will still be limited to 300 kilograms of low enriched uranium, and thus for that time, a breakout would still take considerable time, like over a year to build.
All right. But it could happen. I mean,
it would take over a year, and they can only delay us doing inspections for 24 days. So I don't know. I get it. I'm wary of it too, but it's also like if we don't do this, it seems like the repercussions are worse. We're in a shitty situation either way.
Yeah. And they can continue to, I mean, I don't know. The nuclear threat, I understand, is, you know, first and foremost, you know, a very big problem that we want to avoid. But I feel like right now, it's problems like ISIS that are really starting to affect, you know, everybody globally. You know, we just had the anniversary of 9/11 and stuff like that, and it's like it's terrorism is the new. I feel like is the thing that we should be focusing on. Nobody is really looking at utilizing nuclear weapons right now. It's these terrorists that are just like crazy town and chopping off people's heads and blowing up monuments and stuff like that, you know? And I feel like this kind of helps. Like if Iran wants to fund terror, like if they want to fund, it doesn't do anything to curtail terrorism. You know, like I feel like it really focuses on nuclear weapons, and I wish that it had more in there about terrorism.
Like, or like how they can use the money.
Exactly. Yeah, like more when they have their 100 to 150 billion unfrozen assets, if they like we kind of tell them it's like, okay, so you can spend this on, you know, this stuff. You know, please don't spend it. Please don't spend it on
fund ISIS.
On terrorism anymore.
Because really if the money did go back into the economy, it would be a good thing for the country, which then fights terrorism.
It's just, I mean, and so we're just gonna, I guess, hope that it doesn't.
They do the right thing.
That they do the right thing.
So back to the actual deal itself. This says after 15 years, as long as Iran is in good standing under the Non-Proliferation Treaty, it would be able to increase its enrichment capacity by adding more advanced centrifuges.
Oh.
So it would be 15 years, but they still have to be in good standing with the Non-Proliferation Treaty in order for that to happen.
That's good.
And the IAEA, which I can't remember what that stands for, but it's the like international people who make sure people aren't doing bad things with nuclear weapons. They have to follow their safeguards too for at least 25 years. Yay, 25 years you have to follow that.
What is the, oh, here we go.
They're going to or not buy into, but they're going to follow the rules, the international rules that are set out for everyone they're saying, okay, we'll follow that.
I'm looking at another piece I'm looking at another thing that says that I just Googled 8 years and then it pulled up another 8 year thing that it's like agreed that the missile restrictions would remain for 8 years. So they can't, use missiles for 8 years, but that the purchase and sale of conventional weapons is removed after 5 years. So. Ugh. Oh, those bans would be removed sooner if the International Atomic Energy Agency reached a definitive conclusion that the Iranian nuclear program is entirely peaceful.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, at this point, it's like I feel like we can talk about it, but we don't have any say at all in the deal itself, and in the enactment of it, in the enforcement of it. Nah. So
two things have made me laugh very much during this time. One was Trump. You saw the rally with him and Ted Cruz and Sarah Palin.
Yeah. No, I didn't see it. I saw snippets of it. Is that when Sarah Palin was like, speak American or something? Well, she said something the other day about like talking American, and it was.
I don't know. She's dumb. She doesn't even count as life.
She's not real. Speak American.
So, I watched Donald Trump's speech because I was curious. It was only 3 minutes, and I love to hate him.
Yeah.
And he said in the very beginning of his speech, I was so excited when Ted Cruz brought me down here and invited me to this and blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, I didn't read this bill, but people like Ted have read the bill and blah, blah, blah. And they say it's bad. And I was like, and then all the reasons it's bad because
somebody told him.
Yeah. Because rhetoric. Like, no actual reasons. You just gave me good actual reasons to not like this bill. He was just being like, Obama's terrible and terrorism and
I read another thing.
But yeah, he was like, I didn't read it, but Ted did. So, like, what?
I read another thing about how just him just being totally idiotic. He and I talked to you about this earlier, where he had like an international affairs, not really international affairs, kind of like a Middle East quiz, just on basic Middle East, terms, like who's running, who are the Kurdish, things like that. And he didn't know anything. He didn't know any answers. And he said, this is not my focus. And it's like, this isn't your focus. That's terrific. That's
international policy. And then he said something like, if I even get elected, then, no one will be building nuclear weapons because they'll just know not to mess with me.
God.
That's not true at all. So you're dumb.
Well, maybe they won't because he's freaking batshit crazy. So they're like, he's going to.
And he's like, I'll build the strongest military ever that we won't even have to go to war because our military will be so big and strong. I was like, I hate you.
I mean, and what he said about Donald Trump, what did he say? What's that woman's name?
Which one?
Ugly face quote.
Fiorina. Fiorina Carly.
Yeah, like look at that. And she's not, I mean, I'm sorry, for a politician and a woman, she's not that ugly. I don't think
I never looked at her and was like, oh, she's ugly.
She looks like and I wasn't like, she's hot. I was like, she's just a normal political figure, like, I mean, look at that face. Would anyone vote for that? Can you imagine that? The face of our next president? I mean, she's a woman and I'm not supposed to say bad things, but really, folks, come on. Are we serious?
Yeah. That's a giant fuck you to Donald Trump. And people are like, yeah, to that. And women are cheering for that, which
because
makes me sick.
When we talked about it, it's because men hate women. Some men hate women and women hate women, like.
Women hate women even more than men hate women.
Oh, yeah.
Women love to hate on other women.
It's just embarrassing and horrible and whatever.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
So the other thing that made me laugh, did you hear about Siri, how Siri jumped in at a press conference?
No. Siri, like the phone Siri?
Yeah, I'm going to actually play the clip. Let me see if I can.
On the Iran deal, I know you're going to disagree with this analogy in a sense, but there's an expression in sports about a team backing into the playoffs because another team lost. And with having to sustain a filibuster to avoid disapproval from Congress, is the president upset that he couldn't get even one Republican perhaps to sign?
Sure what you want me to do.
Okay.
Awesome. Did you just go away? I can't hear you anymore. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, I can't hear you either. What happened? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I hang up or you hang up? I hang up.